that they put on and take off. I think part of the reason they do it is to sort of attract attention to the cause, and I think they hope to inspire others to do similar forms of giving. So that's part of what it's about.
All right, let's go to Jeff in La Quinta, California to get going.
Stop it.
Hey Jeff, go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call.
This is amazing.
For your first guest, I wanted to just make a comment about you. I've been listening to you forever. And
She's walking down the side of the barn now. She must be a relative.
How are you? And it always kind of different to me, how you introduce yourself or what your fortunes
Yeah,
were.
maybe.
Instead of how are you or anything like that, you focus on you, the person that you're talking to.
That's what she's filming.
First of all, I gotta think that being that hero, that it's neurological, it's a split second when you make that decision to jump down on the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Or, or the same thing just to stand around with your jaw. I mean, there was a guy that got hit in New York, and he was just rolling around out in the middle of the street, and why nobody would run over to the person is beyond me. But nowadays, I would not pull over to a car on the side of the road. I probably would not pick up a hitchhiker. And in my 55 years, I've learned that, not all good deeds go unpunished. But
Yeah, you're right.
pardon?
You're right. I mean, nowadays picking up a
And especially when it involves money. You might as well just consider it a gift.
She's getting back out now.
Your hands, trying to help somebody out, move down on their luck, and but there's nothing better than the feeling of doing something good, or being polite to the lady at the store, opening the door, or having something cordial to say. And the one more thing with the last guest when he said, your mother's sick and you need medicine, I thought to myself, well, I would go to the pharmacist and say, my mother's sick, and could I sweep the place out or anything, to pay off this medicine I've got to get? So my mind would work completely opposite than stealing it. I'd try to figure out how I could work it off.
Well, that's a good point. How many people would do that, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I like that strategy of taking a creative approach to the problem. I think that's a way that you can operate as a hero just in your everyday life, try to think out of the box. If you don't want to compromise your ethical principles, figure out some kind of way to get what you need to get for somebody else without compromising those ethics.
Let's go to Trey in St. Louis. We'll be right around the corner, fellas. Hi, Trey. Go ahead.
Hi, George. Thanks for putting me on the show. Big fan. Just wanted to say, I think it's great that you guys are talking about hero and notice tonight. It's just those two words are synonymous in my mind. And I just think it's ridiculous when someone is villainized for revealing the truth and showing something that's being done illegally in this country. I think that there's a little thing called human decency that's slowly dying in the world. When people like the Good Samaritan are heroes in my mind, all of them. So I just wanted to thank you for talking about this subject tonight.
You're welcome. And he's right, because, when the NSA is involved in something illegal, spying on Americans, I think Snowden had an obligation to come forward and tell us what we were doing. And we need more people like that.
Yeah, and certainly he put a lot on the line in order to do so. It would have been very easy for him to continue his comfortable life in Hawaii, but he decided that this larger cause, letting Americans know about some of the ways that they didn't have privacy, he decided that cause was more important than, until we've been in that kind of situation, we don't know exactly what it's like to make that big of a sacrifice. So, yeah, you've got to give some credit for that.
Let's go to Joel in Long Beach, California. Hi, Joel. Thank you.
Thank you, George. I'd like to make a couple of quick comments. I've been training in martial arts for almost 50 years, and I still am sure I'm still youthful and agile because it's my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But along with that comes the psychology of violence and attack and defense. In my observation, some of the most heinous criminals and bad guys have literally risked their life or died in the protection of the crime. And I've had a moment which I'll describe. It's not a plot line. You don't sit and go over morality or psychology or what you're sacrificing or what you're giving up. It's in the moment. You just see it, and then it sure goes one way or the other.
And you do it. It's like driving a car. You just do it.
Yeah, and this particular, and this has happened to me a number of times, but in this one instance I remember so clearly, and I will say that Spirit was with me at every moment, and when I finish you'll get it. I was at the circus, there was a curb, there was a parkway going by, and then there was the parking lot. A little girl jumped out into the roadway. There were about 100 people going, ah! And it's like the moment my eye caught the motion, I don't remember starting. But I remember that I realized in one split second she was going to get hit. I flew out on the roadway and I grabbed her and threw her. I threw her up into the air so the car wouldn't hit her, would have hit me, which it did. That's the weirdest part. The car had to touch my hip. I rolled up onto the hood. It seemed like something stopped the car. Anyway, she came down, I caught her again, and everything was fine.
You threw her up in the air, got hit by the car, and caught her coming down?
Well, my focus was entirely on her. See, that's the training aspect. It was like if you study the Japanese style and the focus, the Chinese style, the mind is in the Zen way, is on one point. So whatever was happening around me, I was totally with the girl when I tossed her up to avoid her getting hit. My focus was always on her. I wasn't thinking or looking. I was aware of the car, but I wasn't thinking or looking at it.
That poor driver must have been in shock, too.
Yeah, but nothing happened. It was one of those, I mean, it hit me, but it didn't hit me. It hit me hard enough to where I rolled onto the hood. You know, so I actually had her in my arms when I was kind of rolling on my back and sides. But I didn't get hurt.
What did the driver do? I'm just curious.
I have no memory of any of it because as whoever picked up the girl, I handed her back and I just stepped away. I walked away slowly. No one said a word to me.
You're like an angel who simply disappeared.
Well, some people would dispute whether I'm an angel or not, but... yeah, anyway, I'll expect an email from me, because I had a revelation when I was 9 years old I think you might find really interesting.
Okay, great. Thanks for doing what you did.
It wasn't me. You know, I was just the instrument.
You were there. You're right place at the right time. Save that girl's
that's an
life.
interesting point you make about training. Like what we see in studies is that people who do intervene in these split-second type of situations, they're more likely to have, you know, rescue training, some kind of life-saving training, and so maybe things like martial arts training could come into play as well.
Elizabeth, take a few moments before we go back to final calls to talk about your work, what makes a hero, and any surprising aspects there for you when you were putting it together?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most surprising things was when I was talking to the people that were true heroes, like Dave Hartsock, the skydiving instructor that was able to save his students. A lot of them would insist that, you know, I don't see myself as a hero. I really feel like I was just doing the human thing, doing what needed to be done in that particular situation. So in short, you know, they saw it as a human obligation to put themselves out there for somebody else. So what you saw is that it was really a reflection of their deep values, and even though it might have been a split-second deed that they did, that was emanating from something, you know, some moral code that they had put in place after great deliberation.
See, and to me, that is exactly the human spirit. To be able to do something like that and not necessarily need credit for it or consider themselves heroes, they just did it. Simple as that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, some of them may end up on the front page of the newspaper later on, but in the moment, as your caller said, they're not thinking about anything but the safety and the well-being of the person that they're trying to help.
Like the individuals who saved those 3 kidnapped girls from that Pastor. And
Yeah.
they heard her screaming. They, smashed down the door and they grabbed her and got her.
Right.
I would call them heroes. Would you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there was that one neighbor in particular, Charles Ramsey, who started became an internet sensation after his interview went on YouTube, and yeah, he helped. He basically heard her yelling, and he came to her assistance, and he didn't put a whole lot of. He didn't have to deliberate for very long. He just heard somebody who needed help, and his immediate response was just to try to get her out of there.
If a person's choking in a restaurant, and the person gets up and does nothing to save them, they may be heroes, but they probably don't think they are.
Right, they probably don't think they are. They would just say to themselves, I had the training to be able to intervene in the situation, and that I would have felt terrible if I hadn't intervened. I mean, of course, they would be glad to be able to help, but they wouldn't be elevating themselves in their own mind and being like, oh, yay, I'm a hero. It's more that they're just being of service however they can.
Let's go to Jim in Lakewood, Ohio. Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. You know what, that thing about Castro, I mean, because I live in Lakewood, or Cleveland, and, it's amazing when you see things like that happen, and you realize, exactly. But anyway, what I wanted to get to was that I wanted to ask Elizabeth about, have you heard of a thing called the Carnegie Award? Oh, okay, well, this is what I heard that it was. That I thought that Carnegie set aside, like a Nobel Prize. And if somebody had this extreme act of heroism and they saved somebody, that they would get this award, and then there might be a cash award for the family or for that particular person. But there was a provision. If you gave your life to save the other person's life, then you made a mistake by giving your life. And I did, like you said, I'm sorry that you haven't heard of it before, but I thought that was kind of odd, that if you gave your life and your family was able to get the award, which did happen up to a certain point, because you couldn't really get the award if you gave your life. And I thought that, that's fine. And I understand the line. Don't give your life to save that life. By the way, one last thing about the kid that the guy was talking about. I was riding down the street here outside of Cleveland, and there was a little kid playing on the street with a little shovel and a pail in the middle of the street. And I stopped, and there was traffic that was coming. I picked the baby, and there was a toddler, and I put the baby on the tree lawn, and the mother comes out and looks at me like I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, like you're the criminal.
Right, and but George, Elizabeth, what do you do? I mean, your mind, my mind just said, get this baby out of the middle of the street, and I did. And I put the baby on the tree lawn, and yes, the mother, young, whatever, but how come, she just didn't even say thank you. She looked at me like I was the bad guy.
She doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it.
I mean, she just didn't know where you're coming from, but I mean, that's the thing, when you step forward to do something heroic for somebody else, like that there always is this element of risk, like, you don't know how it's going to turn out. I think of Wesley Autry, who's known as the subway hero in New York City. He was able, there was this guy who had fallen onto the subway tracks, and Wesley Autry was able to jump on top of his body and actually protect him from harm as the train went over both of them.
Oh, I almost got his head chopped off.
Right, I mean, it could just as easily have been that he would have died himself, and he didn't know what the consequence was going to be. He just had to make that decision in the moment and go for it. So, yeah, I mean, I think the hard fact is we don't know how our heroic ventures are going to turn out, whether they're going to succeed or whether they're going to fail. And with this Carnegie Award, you don't know whether you're going to die or whether you're going to live. To me, the important thing is the impulse, what you put into it and what your intent is in carrying out that act.
The great part of all of this, Elizabeth, I think, still by and large, we've got more good people, hero-type people, than evil, don't you?
I would certainly like to think so. There's a quote from Anne Frank's diary that I really liked, and she was going through this pretty tough situation during the Second World War, but she said, in spite of everything, I really believe that people are good at heart. And for her to say that, going through everything she went through, that must have taken a lot. So, I like to carry that attitude forward.